Hello everyone, and welcome to our exciting new series, Geotechnical Investigations, Master Planning for Site Characterization. I'm thrilled to have you join me as we dig deeper into the crucial work beneath our feet. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I bring a Bachelor of Civil Engineering, followed by specialization in Geotechnical Engineering with a master's degree by course, another Master of Philosophy and a PhD in Geotechnical Engineering from top-notch universities, where I was fortunate to receive international scholarships. During my PhD, I even developed a new geotechnical test method, something I'm quite proud of.
For thesis entitled Determination of Soil Plasticity Developing Manafi Method and Apparatus.
But my experience isn't just limited to academia. I've also spent significant time in the field as a geotechnical consultant, giving me a real-world perspective on the challenges we face. For those of you who have been following along, you might remember our previous course, Geotechnical Investigation Essentials. In that foundational series, we explored the basic principles and concepts of geotechnical investigations. We uncovered the importance of subsurface exploration, touched upon various investigation techniques, and began to understand how to bridge the gap between geotechnical theory and real-world practice. We learned about the goals of geotechnical investigations, including site suitability assessment and economic design, and how these investigations act as an insurance policy for projects. Understanding these essentials is like laying a solid foundation, absolutely necessary before we can build further. Now, if you're new here and haven't had a chance to go through the Geotechnical Investigation Essentials course yet, I highly recommend starting there. It will provide you with the fundamental knowledge you'll need to fully grasp the concepts we'll be exploring in this series. Don't worry, you can find a link to that course on the website. Think of it as learning your ABCs before reading a novel. Let me give you a brief overview of what we'll be covering. Episode 1, Introduction to Developing a Subsurface Investigation Plan. Here, we'll lay the groundwork for this series by discussing the key steps in creating a robust investigation plan, the factors that influence its scope, and how to ensure we collect relevant data to minimize uncertainties. Episode 2, Developing a Geophysical Testing Plan. We'll explore how to investigate a site's subsurface properties using non-invasive geophysical techniques, understanding why it's a critical first step, and how it helps us optimize our subsequent investigations. Episode 3, Introduction to Selecting Locations for Subsurface Investigations. This session focuses on the crucial task of deciding how many tests are enough and where we should place our boreholes or in situ tests. Considering key factors like project objectives and subsurface conditions. Episode 4, Introduction to Minimum Depths for Subsurface Investigations. We'll tackle the important question of how deep is deep enough, discussing the consequences of insufficient or excessive investigation depth and establishing rules of thumb for various structures. Episode 5, Factors Influencing geotechnical investigation locations. Building on our discussion of location selection, we'll explore additional factors beyond project features that influence where we conduct our tests and boreholes, such as subsurface conditions and access constraints. Episode 6, Determining Types of Samples and Sampling Frequency. Here, we'll dive into the essential decisions of what types of samples are best for different soil and rock conditions and how often we should collect them to get a representative picture of the site. Episode 7, Introduction to Subsurface Investigation Planning. We'll revisit the fundamental reasons why geotechnical subsurface investigations are absolutely essential and outline the overall planning process. Episode 8, In Situ Testing, What, Why, and How. This session introduces the world of in situ testing, exploring their objectives, advantages, disadvantages, and how to choose the right test for the right job. Episode 9, Rockfield Tests, Direct Shear, Dilatometer, and more. We'll take a closer look at specific in situ rock tests, understanding how they work and when to apply them. Episode 10, Introduction to Pisocone Testing. We'll focus on the Pisocone penetrometer test, exploring its importance, how it aids in planning, and the valuable information we can learn about the ground. Episode 11, Geotechnical Sampling Strategies, What, Why, and How Often. We'll revisit sampling strategies with a deeper dive into why representative samples are crucial and how to adjust our approach based on site variability and in situ testing results. Episode 12, Introduction to Geotechnical Investigation Borehole Methods. This session discusses the different methods we use to create boreholes, how to choose the right method for various soil types and site conditions, and how these methods integrate with sampling and testing. Episode 13, Introduction to Laboratory Testing. We'll move into the lab, exploring the role of laboratory testing, the difference between index and performance tests, and how to select the correct tests for our projects. Episode 14, Introduction to Groundwater. Finally, we'll address the critical role of groundwater in geotechnical investigations, understanding its impact on analysis and design, and the essential parameters we need to evaluate. As civil engineers, we often encounter a real challenge when trying to understand what's happening beneath the ground. It's not like we have X-ray vision for soil and rock, right? That's where this course comes in. We're going to bridge that gap between the textbooks and the real world, equipping you with the tools and knowledge to tackle any geotechnical challenge that comes your way. I know that geotechnical investigations sounds a bit dry, but trust me, it's fascinating. This course is where theory meets practice and where we uncover the secrets hidden beneath the ground that can make or break a project. This series isn't just about memorizing facts, it's about understanding the why behind everything we do. We'll be exploring the fascinating theories that underpin our work while focusing on practical applications and real-world scenarios. My goal is to share my passion and experience to help you develop a practical and effective approach to geotechnical investigations. So, if you're a civil engineer, a geotechnical engineer, a construction manager, or a student looking to deepen your understanding of subsurface investigations and master the planning process, I encourage you to enroll in this course. Together, we'll be peeling back the layers of the earth, uncovering its secrets, and learning how to work with nature to build amazing structures. Let's get started on this exciting journey into the world of geotechnical investigations. You'll find all the information you need to enroll in the description below. I'm truly excited to have you on board.